Right. Hi. The 10th of November. All right. I'm here, still here, coping and making do by the grace of the strength that's within me. I can't help but expose these folks for what they're doing, because it's a lot that that's been happening. And whilst I have a lot of important stuff that I should be using my precious time to take care of, I can't help but, expose them, because there's not a day that goes by that they won't do something to get your attention out of spite. These are spiteful folks that do things just to get your attention, to get you preoccupied and to keep you inactive as much as possible, because they label you as being these social outcasts or social dependents or something. All these lies and other things that they would use to defame one's character. And they have a certain what should I say, policies within their system that is preventing them from being persecuted. These folks, I think that these officers, these cops that are involved should be stripped of their immunity. I'm serious about that, because I know I can name a couple of officers that are involved. I can name the informants that are working for these officers, okay, these folks within authorities. I can name their informants because I know who's behind all this. And this is the problem. Once you know who's behind all this, behind your targeting, and you start speaking up about it, they'll do things to censor you. And this is one of the reasons as to why they would label others as being schizophrenic. To block you, prevent you from having any views once you start speaking up about what is it that they're doing to you. You get attention of these celebrities. These mostly from the music industry. These are folks that tell themselves that they can make money off of having individuals persecuted, and they can go on and make movies and other things like that. They've written books and all these things that they have about me. They have these different scripts out there about me and my whole life, my family. It's like, I know that it's a story that they've been carrying out their redundant documentary in my life for a long time, and it's been done within the military. That's where it started. I can't say if it's directly the CIA, but as I mentioned, it's a lot that they be doing, and they basically control the music industry. They basically control Hollywood. They controls everything. And so I had a chance to have a short viewing of a book that they have written. I don't know what year they have written that book, but I had a short. It's not it's not having my name, because they wouldn't want it to be. They wouldn't want me to say, well, okay, put my name knowing that I'm alive and other things like that. But this is what they did. Okay, they have these different books, and they're using like these different names. Well, for the book that I read, it's referring to my situation, okay, and but it's they're using a male person's name, and the description of the person that they're impersonating me is in the military. All right, and I can speak up on a lot of things that I've sifted out within that. And then there's these different short skits, like movies. I was watching the news last night, and I switched the channel, and I realized that they had actually installed a gaming app on our television, and this had happened through our Wi-Fi connections. Now, I had mentioned ever since we got here, the stuff that I've been discovering ever since we got here, and it never stops. Okay, these are hacked. They pest These folks, they're pests. They're parasites. Okay, they're parasites in our lives. They're real parasites because they be doing so much, did all these inhuman things, and then you can see like they're so racial. They're so racist. They're racist because it's hateful, spiteful stuff that they be doing, okay, towards us. So they can't get to control, they can't get us under their control, they can't get us to do things what they want us to do, you know. So they're having a difficult time, so they start acting like spiteful, mean little children then, you know, petty folks. Yeah, so how would you control someone that wants nothing from you, wants nothing to do with you? How could you control someone that wants nothing from you, wants nothing to do with you, don't even want to know you guys? It's something that I think they should reflect on there. Yeah. So why is it that I don't know, I'm just speaking out here. I realize that there's these different celebrities, these different folks that are that have been showing up on my account, my YouTube channel, you know. I gotta open here because I think my girls will be back in a minute, so I'll leave the door open there, right? So yeah, they're showing up. They tell us that they could use your situation and have these different scripts and other things like that, you know. So this is what they do. That's what they do. These redundant films and other things they be making, and you have these different folks that they're hiring to do these things, and discover what is it that they're doing is quite ridiculous. These are folks that should be have everything going on for them, and they be on your backs. I mean, some of them are millionaires. They have it like that. They have it going on for them, you know. But they be after the common man and women out there, trying to, you know, have them slaughtered to use for the ritualistic sacrifices and other things like that. Yeah, I could understand why they're after me, you know, because I'm a witness. I'm bearing witness to the stuff that they have done to my siblings, to the stuff that they've been doing to me from my birth to now. I'm bearing witness to all of that, and every day I'm gathering proof of what they're doing, of what really happened, you know, and the persons that are involved. And so they try to use some kind of fear tactic, threatening me, telling me if you see you back in your homeland, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, and if we see you here or there, what's going to happen and what's not going to happen. And it's a lot of different things they be threatening me every day, you know. So I'm speaking up about it because, you know, I have no other option but to speak up about it. I don't care who wanna take it seriously or not, you know, because this is a lot of folks that are involved in these things, you know, a lot of folks. It's quite messed up, you know. It's quite messed up what they're doing. So I'm calling them out. I'm calling them out because I know the persons. I had I can't say a misfortune, but I was lucky to gather proof on the individuals that are, know the individuals that are behind it all, and their names and everything. So it's not like it's a secret anymore. It's not. There's no more secret as to what they're doing. So they're hiring these different. They have these different folks that are coming here from these different these companies that are basically shelling individuals, using these different shell accounts and committing fraud and other things, and they be paying, having their workers coming that's residing opposite where we're living here. It's the tactic that they be doing. They're ridiculous. There's just one company, these different banks, and you know, this is what they be doing all the time. So this thing is very complex. It's non-consensual military experiments. It's the 5G. It's a lot of things that they're doing. Is the frequencies, and it's the involvement of these different companies and corporations and other things like that. It's ridiculous. And then you have these social media platforms that are complicit. They're complicit with these folks and what they're doing, because no one isn't calling them into account. No one isn't being held accountable for these crimes that are being committed on these social media platforms. You don't see any of these stars or celebrities that are involved in paying to have persons snatched and used, whether it be for their organs or the ritualistic sacrifice within the Hollywood weirdos practices, whatever that is. Okay, I have no connections with them. And aside from that too, you have these Mormonites. I call them the Mormonites. They're Mormonites. You have them and you're wondering, like, okay, how is it that they be getting these information to know as much as these different people and their blood groups and other things like that, to track them and trace and know who they're related to and who they're not related to, and who they're affiliated to and who they're not affiliated to. And then after that, they have these ones that are these different folks that are residing in Saudi Arabia, and I don't know, probably here also, that are, I'm not related to them in any way, but it's a lot of different things that they would do to me. Hi, sweetie. Good afternoon. How was your day? How was your day? Good. Really? Ate your lunch?
No.
You didn't like? You didn't like your snack?
No.
Why? You usually ate it when I cook that at home, though. Why? You didn't want it at school?
No.
Okay, well, I told Dad to bring in some stuff like that. I'll make you a nice sandwich tomorrow, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so they have these different persons that are residing here or in Saudi Arabia and, in the Gulf Peninsula, all right, that are hell-bent, disturbed in some way, because of what they did, and they think, well, okay, she's going to kill herself. To be doing these things, constantly do these things to get these different reactions out of me, for me to act violent, have a fight with someone, do something. They want a reaction, negative reactions out of me, to justify themselves as to why they're using the contents and to justify as to why they're stealing stuff from me and they're using it to earn monetary gains for themselves. All right, and why they're shelling me and my family, using our identities and other things. Don't know these folks. Never cut a deal with anyone. Never involve myself in any criminal activities or anything. But they have these different money transfer scams, frauds that they're committing using other individuals' names. They went so far as to use my father-in-law's names. I'm having proof of that they are using all different names, different times. They're using our names to commit these online fraud and Western Union, these MoneyGrams, mostly MoneyGram and Western Union fraudulent transfers, in our names. And this is one of the reasons as to why I can't get to do certain things, because I would like to do something for my nephew. I would like to assist. I would like to do some research and other things. I like to start getting this investigation done, and whereby I would try my best with the little proof that I've gathered to file a complaint against individuals that have messed over my life, to see if I can get compensation to benefit my nephew, because he's fatherless right now. Okay, so I'm trying my utmost best to do all that, and I will have to be having to keep in contact, and I can't just hire someone that I know from abroad to file these complaints. We'll have to send money. And I'm not getting allowed. I can't do that because these folks have been using my name in these different money transfer agencies and companies for fraudulent reasons and other things like that. Set me up. Blackmail. They've been blackmailing me, and then they want to push me into being like what we would call extremist. I'm in my 40s. I'm 44. I'll be 44 in a couple of days, right? And I have no affiliations with anyone whatsoever. It must just be to be blackmailed or try to say, well, they associate me with this, whatever religious group there and whatever, what's not and what's not. It's quite ridiculous what they're doing. And it's the government that's doing it. So you blackmail, you're committing blackmail, using other people's identity and other things like that. And then you want to try them. You want to put them on a watch list as if they're extremists or something. When they discovered, well, like, your involvement in the crime that have been committed against their siblings, and you're involved in these different murders and orchestrating these different kidnappings and other things, these things that you had well planned out to use my children, and myself for their organs and ritualistic sacrifices. All these things have been done within the government, within folks working for the government in there. And then you have these Jehovah's Witnesses, then you have the Mormon Church, and it's all of them and each and every one of these religious establishments are all under one umbrella, and each and every one of them are doing the same thing. The same thing. Okay? There's no difference between one group of people of these 150 men and women that's ruling our society. One group of people that are it's one group of people that are in control of every religion. Can you understand that? One group of people that are under control, that are controlling each and every one of these religious establishments that we're having here and elsewhere. Okay? So, with that being said, I have no religion. I worship no religion. Okay, I don't regret distancing myself from people or distancing myself from religion, or these religious establishments or anything. I'm not the person that can be easily controlled or duped into doing whatever people want out of me. Can't be controlled because one of the reasons being I don't want nothing from you guys. I don't know you and I don't want to know you and I don't want nothing from you. See, there's one other reason. You can't control someone that wants nothing from you. That'll make it very hard, right? You have to get people to need something for them to be under your control. You have to get people. You have to have a need. Okay, and even if I'm in need of something, I'm not going to sacrifice my perspective on how I see myself. I'm not going to change my way of seeing these religious run establishment and how it's being governed, because it's all nonsense. It's BS. Jehovah's Witness church, you go to the church, it's all like a money-making mechanism for these folks. It's like one big joke. It's a sick joke for them. So they be doing the most, committing the most crimes, and then they say, okay, we got God, God cares, and nothing is gonna happen to them because they think, well, because they're calling on God, nothing is ever going to happen to them. So they continue to do what they're doing in hopes that, and pushing their ideology on individuals that has nothing and wants nothing to do with them. It's sick. I mean, they're twisted, they're demented, some kind of a paranoid delusions they're having to think, well, they're just gonna get all up into someone's business, personal affairs, and do things to get them to coerce them into being a follower of there, a follower of that. First conversion tactics, but I'm not here for that. And if my dear uncle, I keep repeating that, my dear uncle that had taken care of me, that I love dearly, didn't succeed in having me converted into any religion. I don't know why these folks think, well, they can succeed at it. Waste of time, waste of energy, waste of resources. But they're curious and they don't care. And they can be very, 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 very evil when they're not getting their way. When they're not getting things done their way. They do bad things. Okay, they do a lot of evilest things. That's one of it has nothing to do with what their religion is, they've been taught. It's nothing to do with that, because you can see they go out of character. Like these folks here, they not only They have no respect for whatever religion or whatever. They don't care for religion. It's control. They don't care about the religion. They want self-control. They want to control people, have to have control over individuals. And they want to use the religion as an excuse to do that. All right? I'm so extremely grateful for being here, and I can't help but stress enough why I'm exposing them, but they deserve to be exposed. Okay? And as long as they don't give me back what they've taken from me, I'm going to be up here exposing them every time, and I'm going to take it even further now, because the proofs just keep coming in every time as to who's behind all these senseless killings that involves my siblings that were murdered. Okay, it just keep coming in as to who's behind all that, and it's one of the reasons as to why I'm going to expose them. They have nothing on me, and it's one of the reasons as to why I'm not afraid, because they know what can happen to them anytime I decide, but okay, I'm going to go forward now and do what I have to do to deal with these folks, because I don't know them. I don't want to know them. We don't know them. We never were in contact with them. And we have proof now that they're involved and they were committing these things. And these are supposed to be religious folks that are doing these things. Mormons and these other persons from these religious groups and organizations. Yep, that's it. So I'm going to leave off this recording right now. I can't even remember where I started off, but that's all I wanted to say, though. I hope it makes sense.